Top 25 Construction Laborer Interview Questions and Answers. I approach every construction job with safety, reliability, and teamwork as my priorities. I understand that a construction laborer supports skilled workers, keeps materials organized, maintains clean work areas, and follows instructions carefully. I am comfortable with physically demanding tasks, outdoor conditions, lifting, carrying, digging, and repetitive work. I also know that construction requires attention to detail, because small mistakes can create serious hazards. I am willing to learn new techniques, use equipment properly, communicate clearly, and work hard to help the crew complete projects efficiently, safely, and on schedule. 1. Tell me about yourself. I am a dependable worker who enjoys practical, hands-on work and working as part of a team. I understand that construction laborers perform essential tasks such as preparing sites, moving materials, assisting skilled tradespeople, cleaning work areas, and following safety procedures. I am physically capable, willing to learn, and comfortable working in different weather conditions. I stay ready to help the team. I remain focused, dependable, and committed to completing assigned work safely. 2. What are the main responsibilities of a construction laborer? My main responsibility would be supporting the construction crew while maintaining safety and productivity. This can include loading and unloading materials, preparing tools, clearing debris, digging, measuring, mixing materials, assisting tradespeople, and keeping the site organized. I would follow instructions from supervisors and experienced workers carefully while maintaining safe and organized work habits. I would also stay alert to hazards and communicate problems promptly. My goal is always to support the crew effectively. 3. How do you maintain safety on a construction site? Safety comes first on every construction site. I follow company safety rules, wear required personal protective equipment, stay aware of surrounding activities, and use tools only when properly trained. Before starting a task, I listen carefully to instructions and identify possible hazards. I keep work areas organized, avoid unnecessary shortcuts, and report unsafe conditions immediately. I also contribute positively to the construction team. I understand that safe habits protect everyone working on site. 4. Are you comfortable with physically demanding work? Yes, I am comfortable with physically demanding construction work. I understand that the job may involve lifting, carrying, bending, climbing, standing for long periods, digging, and working outdoors. I maintain my energy by staying organized, using proper lifting techniques, taking authorized breaks, and working steadily rather than rushing. I stay focused and dependable on physically demanding jobs. I understand that consistent effort, safe body mechanics, and good preparation are important for maintaining productivity. 5. How would you safely lift heavy materials? I always use proper lifting techniques to reduce the risk of injury. First, I assess the object's weight and determine whether I need assistance or equipment. I keep my feet stable, bend my knees, maintain a straight back, and lift with my legs. I hold the load close to my body and avoid twisting while carrying it. I also ask for assistance when necessary to work safely. I never take unnecessary risks with heavy materials. 6. What would you do if you noticed an unsafe condition? If I notice an unsafe condition, I would stop and assess the situation without putting myself or others in danger. I would warn nearby workers if necessary and immediately report the hazard to my supervisor or the appropriate safety representative. I would follow company procedures for correcting or isolating the problem. I believe ignoring hazards is unacceptable on a construction site. This helps prevent injuries, delays, and avoidable problems on site. Safety should always come first. 7. Do you work well as part of a team? Yes, I work well with others because construction depends heavily on teamwork and communication. I listen to instructions, respect different experience levels, and offer assistance when coworkers need help. I understand that everyone has responsibilities connected to the same project, so cooperation is important. If disagreements occur, I stay professional and focus on the work rather than arguing. I believe cooperation makes construction work safer and more efficient. I value teamwork throughout every project. 8. What would you do if you did not understand your supervisor's instructions? If a supervisor gives me instructions that I do not fully understand, I would ask respectful questions before beginning the task. I would repeat important details back when necessary to confirm my understanding. I believe asking for clarification demonstrates responsibility, especially when safety or quality is involved. I would never pretend to understand something and then perform the work incorrectly. Clear instructions help me complete work correctly and safely. This approach prevents mistakes and unnecessary delays. 9. How do you handle repetitive physical tasks? I handle repetitive tasks by maintaining a steady pace and focusing on accuracy. Construction work sometimes requires repeating the same physical activity for long periods, but I understand that consistency is important. I use proper body mechanics, follow safety procedures, and stay organized so I can maintain productivity without becoming careless. I maintain focus and consistency throughout the entire assignment. I stay focused and consistent. This helps me maintain quality even during demanding work. 10. Are you willing to work outdoors in different weather conditions? Yes, I am willing to work outdoors in changing weather conditions, as long as appropriate safety procedures are followed. I understand that construction may involve heat, cold, wind, rain, or other challenging conditions. I prepare by wearing suitable clothing, staying hydrated, using required protective equipment, and following company guidance. I also understand that severe weather can create unsafe conditions. I follow weather-related safety guidance and supervisor instructions. Protecting health and safety remains important. 11. How do you safely use construction tools? I would use hand and power tools only according to training, manufacturer instructions, and company safety procedures. Before using a tool, I would inspect it for damage, make sure guards and safety features are functioning, and wear appropriate protective equipment. I would keep tools clean and stored properly after use. If I have never used a particular tool, I would ask for instruction before operating it. I also follow site rules consistently and report damaged equipment immediately. 12. What would you do if you made a mistake? If I make a mistake, I would take responsibility and report it promptly rather than hiding it. I would explain what happened honestly, follow my supervisor's instructions, and help correct the problem. I believe mistakes can become learning opportunities when they are handled responsibly. I would also consider what caused the error and adjust my approach to prevent it from happening again. I remain accountable for my work and learn from mistakes. Honesty builds trust. 13. How do you stay productive during a construction shift? I stay productive by understanding my priorities, organizing materials and tools, and completing tasks in the correct order. I listen carefully during instructions and avoid unnecessary distractions. When I finish an assignment, I check whether additional work is needed instead of waiting without purpose. I also communicate with coworkers and supervisors when priorities change. I stay ready to support changing priorities when needed. I also help the project stay on schedule through consistent effort. 14. What would you do if asked to perform an unsafe task? If I am asked to perform a task that seems unsafe, I would respectfully explain my concern and ask for clarification. I would not knowingly ignore a safety rule or take an unnecessary risk simply to finish faster. I would follow the company's safety procedures and seek guidance from my supervisor or safety representative. Safety concerns should always be addressed before work continues. I will always seek a safe solution before proceeding with any assignment. 15. How do you keep a construction site clean? I would keep the construction site clean by removing debris, returning tools to designated locations, organizing materials, and keeping walkways clear. Good housekeeping reduces trip hazards, improves efficiency, and helps the crew locate equipment quickly. I would also follow site procedures for disposing of waste and handling materials. I make cleanup a regular part of my daily duties and keep safety in mind. A clean site helps create a safer and more productive workplace. 16. Are you willing to learn from experienced construction workers? Yes, I am willing to learn from experienced workers because construction requires practical knowledge and continuous improvement. I listen carefully, observe correct techniques, ask appropriate questions, and apply feedback to my work. I understand that experienced coworkers can teach valuable lessons about tools, materials, safety, and efficient methods. At the same time, I follow company procedures and supervisor instructions. I continue learning from practical experience. I remain open to guidance and consistently work to improve. 17. How do you handle pressure and tight deadlines? I handle pressure by staying calm, focusing on priorities, and following established procedures. Construction projects can involve deadlines, changing conditions, and unexpected problems, so I understand the importance of remaining professional. I avoid rushing into unsafe decisions simply because the schedule is tight. Instead, I communicate with the supervisor, complete urgent tasks in the proper order, and maintain quality. I contribute calmly to the team's success. I remain calm and professional during demanding situations. 18. How do you help keep construction projects on schedule? I understand that construction schedules are important because delays can affect workers, contractors, customers, and project costs. I contribute by arriving on time, preparing my tools and materials, following instructions, and staying productive throughout the shift. If I notice a problem that could cause delays, I report it quickly instead of waiting. I also understand that safety should never be sacrificed for speed. I protect quality and safety equally while working efficiently and responsibly. 19. What would you do if construction materials appeared damaged or incorrect? I would check the material against the instructions, drawings, labels, or supervisor's directions before using it. If something appears damaged, incorrect, contaminated, or unsuitable, I would separate it when appropriate and report the issue. I would not substitute materials without authorization because different materials may have different specifications and uses. Accurate material handling helps prevent rework, wasted resources, quality problems, and safety concerns. I verify materials before use to avoid unnecessary mistakes and waste. 20. How do you communicate with supervisors and coworkers? I communicate with supervisors and coworkers clearly, respectfully, and directly. Before starting work, I listen carefully to instructions and ask questions when needed. During the task, I provide updates about progress, missing materials, hazards, or unexpected problems. I also make sure important information is understood rather than assuming someone noticed it. Good communication reduces confusion and helps everyone coordinate safely. I communicate important information promptly and remain respectful with every member of the crew. 21. What would you do if you finished your assigned work early? If I finished my assigned work early, I would check the work for quality and make sure the area is safe and organized. Then I would ask my supervisor what needs to be done next rather than assuming. I could assist a coworker, prepare materials, clean the area, organize tools, or complete another approved task. I want to remain useful throughout the shift and remain available for additional work. I always respect the supervisor's priorities. 22. What personal protective equipment is important for construction work? I understand that personal protective equipment may include hard hats, safety glasses, gloves, hearing protection, high-visibility clothing, safety footwear, respiratory protection, or fall protection, depending on the task and site requirements. I would wear the required equipment correctly and inspect it before use. I would also follow company rules about when and where specific protection is necessary. I follow all PPE requirements. I understand that PPE works together with safe procedures and proper training. 23. How would you respond to criticism from a supervisor? I would respond professionally by listening to the feedback without becoming defensive. I would ask questions if I need clarification, and then apply the correction to my work. I understand that supervisors provide feedback to maintain safety, quality, productivity, and teamwork. If I disagree, I would discuss the issue respectfully and follow the appropriate chain of command. My goal would be improvement, not argument. I treat constructive feedback as an opportunity to improve my performance. 24. What are your strongest qualities as a construction laborer? I believe my strongest qualities are reliability, physical stamina, willingness to learn, teamwork, and attention to safety. I take instruction seriously and understand the importance of arriving prepared and on time. I am comfortable performing practical tasks and helping wherever the crew needs support. I also recognize that good construction work requires patience and consistency. These qualities help me become a dependable member of the crew. I bring these qualities to every shift. 25. Why should we hire you as a construction laborer? You should hire me because I am dependable, hardworking, safety-conscious, and ready to learn. I understand that a construction laborer must support the entire crew, not simply complete individual tasks. I am willing to perform physically demanding work, follow instructions, maintain clean work areas, and communicate problems quickly. I take responsibility for my actions and respect experienced workers. I would work hard to earn trust and contribute positively. I am ready to contribute from day one.